After taking 2 of 3 for the Miami Marlins, the Phils now welcome in the Cincinnati Reds, and their fans will get a chance to see Scott Kingery over at shortstop for J.P. Crawford. And for the Reds, yep, Joey Votto, he plays every day, is over at first base. This is game 1 of a 3-game series. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. We'll hear from Greg Murphy in just a little while. All right, so Ben Lively gets the start tonight for the Phillies. Very effective in his first start against the Mets. Did not get the win, but still was very effective in his debut.
He was really good, and all starts with fastball command. Now, something that Rick Kranitz and the coaching staff has tried to get him to do is elevate that fastball. Now, not being an overpowering guy, he's a guy that can live at the top of the zone. Yes, he wants to be predominantly down in the zone, but he can elevate that fastball up at the top and get strikeouts and fly balls. That fastball, well, it set up a really good overhand curveball, mixed in some sliders and changeups as well, but he was on point in his last outing.
And he told us after that game that he loved the curveball, and he said it was because of the fastball that set that all up. Now, from a starter standpoint, the ERA's been good so far for the Phillies starters, but the innings pitched per start, hopefully that number continues to rise over the next several games. And tonight we mentioned they take on the Cincinnati Reds. Well, this is a Reds team that right now is struggling offensively. They keep losing guys to hit batsmen, and that has not helped their lineup at all.
No, it has not. And Joey Votto really is the heart and soul of this ball club, and if he's not going well, the offense isn't going. Take a look at some of these numbers. I'll remind you again, T-Mac, there's only 15 teams in the National League, and you see that the Reds here, they're pretty much at the bottom of all these offensive categories. The one that really sticks out is the home runs. They've only played 4 games at home, but that is a very home run hitter-friendly ballpark in Cincinnati, and just to hit the 6 is tough.
They are without Eugenio Suarez, who was out yesterday with a hit by pitch. He's going to be out for quite some time. That is a huge hit to this Reds lineup. All right, so tonight it is game 1 of this 3-game series. It will be Ben Lively. He'll be opposed by left-hander Cody Reed, who's been somewhat of an adventure for the Cincinnati Reds. Look at the walks to strikeouts for Cody Reed back in 2017. All right, so Rhys Hoskins, he has been on base every single game so far for the Phils. He's back in the middle of the lineup once again. Lineups in first pitch when we return to the ballpark. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider according to speedtest.net. By Toyota. The Toyota Camry, Highlander, and RAV4 have something for everybody. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IVX.com. confidence in his voice, getting a chance to get settled in here in the big leagues. Well, tonight he goes after his second start of the season against the team that originally drafted him. Let's take a look at the Reds lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. Well, Scooter Gennett leads it off. He had an explosive year last year with 27 home runs. But the guy that makes this Reds team go is Joey Votto. Off to a slow start at 226, but has 997 walks for his career and an impressive on-base percentage. Lively 0-1 so far, at ERA that's a hair over 3. Overall in his big league career, 4 wins, 8 losses. And trying to build Ben on the 5 2/3 he had his last time out. And don't forget, he didn't give up the runs until the end of his start against the Mets.
He had a really good spring training. He's carried that over. Hopefully he has another good start tonight. Hopefully get deeper in this ball game. Yeah, save a little bit of that bullpen.
I think we're going to say that about the guys over the next couple of days. Just get deeper into the ball game.
He'll sit anywhere from 91 up to 94. Talked about that really good curveball he had in his last start. I expect him to use that again tonight.
Well, Scott Kingery getting a chance to start at shortstop again. So he's played left field, he's played a little right field, he's played second, playing short. J.P. Crawford getting the night off against a left-handed starter. Scooter Gennett leads it off after going 1 for 16 against the Pirates this past weekend. And the first pitch of the game is taken inside and low. We're underway in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Scooter Gennett last year had 27 home runs. It was an incredible year for him, considering he was on the open market for anybody who wanted him after spring training. He was designated for assignment by the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Reds put the claim in and they got him. On the outside corner, 1-2. That's Ron Culpa calling balls and strikes, and you'll hear him behind the plate. Breaking ball doesn't back up toward the outside corner. Gabe Morales over at first. Jerry Meals is the crew chief, and Ben May is around at third. This crew admitted to an errant call the other day in the Yankees-Orioles series, as Santana knocks it down and it spins off his glove, and Scooter Gennett is safe at first.
It's going to go down as a hit, but I think one Carlos would like to have back. Got a couple plays this year. The ball's been in and out of that first base's been. It just seems to find a way to get loose.
Oh, it was hit so hard too that once it hit off the glove, it had enough spin and roll to just head out towards second base. Here's Peraza, who was 5 for 13 against the Pirates. And a pitch low and away, 1 ball and no strikes. The Reds as a team hitting .233. We showed you some of those numbers during the open. And a line drive base hit into left fields. So back-to-back hits, and the Reds have runners on first and second here in the top half of the first, and Joey Votto's coming up. Votto's been booed here for the last several years, partly because a few years ago he was toying with somebody in the stands, faking a throw of a baseball. He would fake and then run back into his dugout.
Antics.
226 hitter this year, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
And you will see Phillies pitchers make an effort to go in at the belt against Joey Votto. He can have as awkward a swing as you're going to see on certain pitches.
Inside again, 2 balls and no strikes. Joey Votto, who is a native of Canada, is showing some love for the 15 hockey players and staff from the Humboldt Broncos who were killed in a horrific bus crash.
Horrible.
A junior hockey league team. And he wore it for the first time in yesterday's game against the Pirates. And he inscripted it on his spikes, and he's wearing those same spikes again here tonight. 3 balls and no strikes. They are trying to raise money for the families of those victims. In fact, they're selling Humboldt Broncos t-shirts online, and the money for that is going toward the families. Anybody that has had children play youth sports and have to travel from point A to point B. Well, no mom and dad should ever lose their child, but anybody that's had children who have gone on trips like that, you know what the fear is.
Yeah.
A very nice gesture. Marcus Stroman from the Blue Jays did something similar in yesterday's game. There's a liner out towards center field. That's going to drop for a hit. Jeanette's going to hold up at third. So now right out of the gate, the Reds have bases loaded and nobody out.
Well, when you fall behind a perennial MVP candidate in Joey Votto, you fall behind 3-1, you got to throw one in there. He's going to make you pay.
And now Adam Duvall will be the hitter. Duvall, 29 years old. He has 2 homers this year. He hit 31 home runs last year. And 33 the year before. At a curveball, and it's 1-0. He doesn't have the same command of that curveball tonight early that he had against the Mets.
Pretty much the same playing conditions. Cold.
Yeah. Might have been a little cooler up in New York, but not much. Two and 0. Rick Kranitz is spending a trip to the mound early. That's when you know the pitcher's in a little bit of trouble, when the pitching coach comes out in the first inning.
If anybody can put a positive spin on it, it's Rick Kranitz.
Well, it almost looks like his release point is off a little bit, Ben.
I see him really going towards the first base dugout, kind of falling off, his arms dragging behind.
Well, ground ball here, and he can get himself the upper hand, even if they allow a run. Two balls and no strikes to Duvall. And there's a strike, 2-1. Tucker Barnhart is on deck. Fastball runs high, 3-1. Well, you've got a home run hitter in a home run count.
In a home run ballpark.
Gotta be a little careful here.
Get one on the ground here.
There's a strike, 3-2. And ball 4, so that'll force in a run, and the Reds take a 1-0 lead. RBI for Duvall is 7th of the season, and Tucker Barnhart is coming up.
See what I mean? How he's just peeling off, and it seemed like he just tried to overthrow that pitch, ends up yanking it to his glove side. You start spinning off the baseball, kind of like hitting. If you start spinning off the baseball, you're going to start yanking everything.
Well, Barnhart had 2 hits and 8 at-bats against the Pirates. And that one's off the glove of Alfaro. The runners don't advance, fortunately. That would have just been a pass ball because it was right there. But instead, it's ball 1.
But not where Jorge was set up. You could see, watch what I'm talking about, spinning off. He's just yanking it to his glove side. See where Jorge's set up, and he just yanks this to Barnhart. Definitely a pitch that Jorge should have handled.
But he did have to shift a little bit.
Correct.
Barnhart hitting .316. He is 6 for 19 so far. Curveball high, 2-0. Broken bat liner out towards shortstop, caught by Kingery. Boy, if it was hit just a hair harder. Instead, they get 1 out, but it is 1 out. And that'll bring Phil Ervin to the plate.
Just a bit late here is Scott Kingery.
Ervin playing the outfield, playing right field, because Scott Schebler, who would normally be in the outfield, who also had a very good offensive year last year, is out with an injury he sustained on not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, the first weekend of the season against the Nationals. He was hitting the elbow with a pitch and just could not get feeling back. 0-2 to Ervin. Tried to play through it, but just couldn't. So they're without Schebler and they're without Suarez. Suarez is the bigger of the bats, but still. Got him. 3 straight pitches. And there are 2 outs.
Looks like Ervin was expecting these balls to break a bit more. The last 2 pitches kind of backed up on Ben. But not a very aggressive swing. You don't expect him to be very aggressive. 0-2, but still late on an off-speed pitch. See the grip on that slider there. And that's a slider that's by him.
Cliff Pennington now the hitter. The veteran backup infielder playing third base today. 0-1. To fill the gap left by Suarez, it's going to be tough to fill his home run gap. But the thought is that Pennington, Phil Gosselin, and Alex Blandino will be the guys at third base. They also have a prospect that they may bring up after this weekend. No balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. Alfaro blocks it and flips over to first, and the inning is over. Boy, that's a heck of a job to give up only 1 run when you had the bases loaded and nobody out and a run came in. It's 1-0 Reds as we go to the bottom of the first. Internet provider according to speedtest.net. Well, the Phils lineup has remained the same up top, and it includes Cesar Hernandez, who has 3 consecutive games with a walk, a hit, and a run scored. Alfaro will wind down the offense, batting 8th, but don't sleep on Ben Lively. Got a couple home runs already in his big league career. And they'll face the lefty Cody Reed, a 5.09 ERA last year. At one point, he was a top 5 prospect in the Reds organization, but then had some trouble with his command, Ben.
Yeah, the Royals' second-round pick in 2013, predominantly fastball slider. They're trying to work on that change a bit more, but you saw the walks to innings pitched.
Cesar takes a strike, and it's 0-1. The thought is that Cody Reed is making this start, and that's probably it. And he's probably going to the bullpen, but a lot of that will depend on one of the guys that he was traded with from the Kansas City Royals. Brandon Finnegan is starting tonight for the Reds AAA team. 0-2 pitch to Cesar. Reed is well aware of that. In fact, said over the last couple of days that he's just going to go out and try to pitch the best he can and control what he can control. But he said it certainly is on his mind. 2-2 to Cesar. 3-2.
Would you rather be in the rotation or in the bullpen?
I'd rather be in the rotation.
I'm with you. Unless I could close.
If given the opportunity, Ben, I'd rather be in the rotation. Quite honestly, if I'd go wherever they want me to go. Fouled away.
Here's Cesar doing his thing again. Down 0-2. Full count. This will be the 7th pitch of the at bat.
Bouncing ball to third as Pennington backs up on it. And Votto kept his foot on the bag. And 1 away. Phillies are asking the home plate umpire to hang on. They want to take a peek at that underneath. It looks like his foot's on the bag, doesn't it?
Yes.
Almost looks like he's soaring. Carlos Santana had 2 hits against the Marlins.
So I asked Carlos today, I said, do you use the same bat right-handed and left-handed? He said no. He uses a skinnier handle right-handed and a heavier bat. Left-handed, thicker handle, not as heavy. He said, because I'm a natural right-handed hitter.
Natural right-hander, yep.
He said, I feel stronger, like I have more control from the right side.
Were you different with your bats?
I swung different bats.
Did you?
Yep. And I was pretty much the same as him.
Into the shifts. Backhanded by Jeanette. Whoa. That time, Votto's not going to be on the bag. E4.
If you're second base, you're not used to making this throw from this side of the diamond. Sometimes you have the tendency to get underneath it, which Scooter Jeanette does. The ball will sail on you. Good hustle there by Carlos.
Brian Price, the manager of the Reds, somehow survived a year as the pitching coach of the Mariners while Ben played for him.
Couple years.
Odubel takes outside, 1-0.
We've rehashed a few stories today.
100 games under 500. His 5th season already as the manager of the Reds. Two balls and no strikes to Odubel. Well, you could see where he can run into some command issues. Brian Price's years as the Reds manager. 76 wins his First year, finished 4th place. It's not that easy a division at this point.
Not when you've had a drastic hit to your starting rotation. Injuries have plagued them. They've had the offense. They can swing it.
They're basically in the middle of turning it over again. I mentioned they signed Suarez to a long-term deal. Odubel fouls it back over the screen. 2-2.
Have Votto wrapped up to the year 2045.
Yeah, he's going to be doing all kinds of things with the organization before that contract's over. Two at 2. Odubel was not expecting that pitch, I would think. And there are 2 outs. That'll bring Rhys Hoskins to the plate as we take a look at our Nissan upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. And Hoskins hitting .440, which is tied with Robinson Cano for the top spot in all of baseball. But Ryan Flaherty's maintaining it, huh? .414 average.
Dansby Swanson.
Hoskins leads in on-base percentage as well at .559. He's 3rd in OPS, which is the on-base and slugging together. In fact, his slugging percentage is .760. It's the best 8-game start for a Philly since 2010. That one's hit well. Deep to left field. That's going to add to the slugging percentage. It's gone. A 2-run home run, and the Phils take a 2-1 lead.
This young man just continues to impress me. Does he ever overswing, Tom? Does he ever go swing out of his shoes?
He's not.
It's the same approach every pitch, no matter the count. He just stays within himself. He knows what he can do, and he continues to be consistent in doing it. Now, most likely, Reed's going to give him a fastball here in a 1-0 count. First inning, up 1-0. He gets that fastball. It's elevated. Reed not very happy. But this swing is just under control. Foot down, extension after contact. Thing of beauty.
Estimated distance 383 feet, just over the flower bed. Here's Maikel Franco hitting 5th today, 6 for 12 in the series against the Marlins. 0-2. And a liner foul. Oh. Off the hand of a fan. Opposite way, that's going to float. Foul. He is wacky. He is wacky, isn't he?
Own world. Man can hit, though.
I was reading a story about him from the other day, and part of the story was Joey Votto is different on so many levels. Look at the fans laughing. Opposite way on a 1-hop to Votto, and he'll take it to the bag himself. And the side is retired. Embraced by the fans in Philadelphia here. You know who's embraced by the fans in Philadelphia? That is Rhys Hoskins. His second home run of the year was a 2-run blast. And it's given the Phils a 2-1 lead. Yep, Odubel loves it. So does everybody else. At 2-1. Lively's career ERA through the first 2 innings of games is 5.91. Now it's a small sample size, but beyond that, his earned run average from the 3rd inning on is 3.3. Facing Cody Reed, who's batting 8th for the Reds. 0-2.
Get out of this inning with maybe 12 pitches. Bring that pitch total down a bit.
Be great. Well, there's 3.
That'll help.
1 out. 3 straight strikeouts. So Joey Votto, earlier in the bottom of the 1st inning, ran this one down. Nobody has ever shown that much hustle for a foul ball. And then he decided to throw the baseball into the Phillies dugout instead of the stands. And then when he makes the play, he looked over in that same general area where the fans were getting on him a little bit.
It's very cold, Tom. You got to keep moving, keep that blood flowing.
He tried to say a couple years ago when he started doing that here in Philadelphia that it was, it was all in fun. Over to shortstop. Kingery has to hurry only because it's Billy Hamilton, but those are 2 quick outs for Lively. And that brings the top of the order, Scooter Gennett, to the plate.
Go back to those 3 pitches that he threw to Cody Reed. I don't care if it's Cody Reed, the pitcher, or Joey Votto up there. You locate 3 fastballs like that, you're going to have tons of success. It's amazing how you can tweak it or fine tune it just over the matter of a couple hitters. Like that fastball right there. What are you going to do with that? Not a whole lot. Not you in particular, Tom.
I knew it was a rhetorical question. Rhetorical statement, I should say. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. I would have done just what Scooter Gennett did.
Yeah.
Alfaro was set up outside, and that one rolled a little too far outside. Tonight's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. Bill and Angel are over in the Spanish radio booth calling tonight's game. Swing and a miss. He got it.
9 pitches. Was that 9?
Confirmation from Carl Graver says 10 pitches.
10 pitches.
4 strikeouts for Lively, and a 1-2-3 top of the second. $15 ticket plus the first voucher is on us for Ashburn Alley. Options include Chickies and Pete's crab fries, Tony Luke's, or a Hatfield hot dog and Coke. Good for any home game in April and September. Go to Phillies.com/studentsteal. Get your $15 ticket, and the first John is on the Phils. 0-1 to Scott Kingery. And Kingery golfs that one deep to left field. It is gone!
Go down and get it, Scott Kingery.
First major league home run. Bring that baseball back, and the Phils are on top 3-1.
Lots of feelings you'll never forget as you make your way through life and hit your first big league homer. Well, something you'll never forget.
No silent treatment, just some high five. Got a splash of seeds.
Somebody's very happy out in left field, that young man. He's going to get an autographed bat, autographed ball.
Whoa, 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 Ben, don't negotiate for Kingery. It's his first year in the majors. He did sign a contract, but let him do the negotiating. Aaron Altair takes high, 1-1. The discussion with the security guards. Look at this guy, the smile on Scott's face as Altair fouls it away. Murph, did you talk to him about his first major league home run?
You know, it's so funny. Before today's game, I had a chance to sit down with Scott Kingery because we were doing a piece for Phillies Clubhouse, which is going to air later this week. And I said to him, you know, we were talking about his, first major league at bat, his first major league hit. And I said, as we are sitting here today, you've gotten most of your milestones out of the way, but there's that one milestone that you haven't gotten out of the way just yet. And he said, I know. He said, I hope it's coming soon. I said, well, by the time this airs at the end of the week, I think maybe you're going to have that milestone. And well, there you go. Here it is. First major league home run.
First of all, how does he keep that ball fair? Down and in. That's where the lefties usually like it. Greg Murphy, ecstatic. You're going to have to talk to him again tomorrow, Murph.
We might have to make it an everyday thing now, yeah. I'm integral to his success.
Yes, you are. Alfaro takes outside, 1-0.
I'm just glad you're taking credit for it, Murph.
I am integral to his
That's
success.
not the right word. Yeah. I'm important.
1-0 pitch coming to Alfaro. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And he's thrown some really good changeups in this ball game. I mean, that's just the pitch that he throws 12.7% of the time. At least that's what he threw last year. But he's thrown some really good ones.
Just a bit outside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Alfaro. And by the way, speaking of milestones for Scott Kingery, you know, we mentioned during the Marlins series when he swiped a bag that technically was his first stolen base, because the stolen base which we had awarded to him down in Atlanta was wrongfully called advancement on a wild pitch. It was a delayed steal. Well, finally today, after the appeal process, the ruling in Atlanta was overturned, and that was his first major league stolen base. So now he has 2. I don't know if he was excited about that stolen base as much as he is about the home run.
Probably not.
Off the hands, fouled off to the right. It remains 2-2. You know what Ben Lively's thinking with Scott Kingery? Yeah, I get 2. You have 1, I have 2. Another foul ball by Alfaro. Those 2 guys are very good friends, Kingery and Hoskins. Inside, 3-2. It's a nice at bat by Alfaro. This will be the 9th pitch of the AB. And he ties him up, and that's his 3rd strikeout. 2 gone here in the 2nd. Here's another peek at the Kingery home run provided by StatCast. Exit velocity 107.3. And the projected distance 371 feet. Now, to put that in perspective about the exit velocity, Jorge Alfaro actually has the fastest ball off the bat this year at 116. Ben Lively is, I think he's among the top 10 for the Phillies this year, as strange as that sounds, with his ground ball out to against Matt Harvey in his last start. That was, I believe, at 105. And I asked him the next day, I said, so did you take a peek at the exit velocity on your 1 hop to shortstop? He said, yes, I did. 1-2 pitch coming to Lively. Outside, 2-2.
These pitchers have a lot of time in between their starts. They got to occupy their time with something.
Yeah, right now.
Good rip there. Now, for as cold as it was today, the ball was really jumping in BP. Not a whole lot of wind, but it was flying out of here.
I think that's what it was. I think it was lacking the wind that we had yesterday. Lively again fouls it off. And he got him. Struck out the last 3 hitters. and has 4 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. But we saw another first tonight. Scott Kingery with his first major league home run. It was a bullet. Murph was happy because he told Scott it might happen tonight or the next day or so. It's 3-1 Phils. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. Ben, the question is, what major league player reached base safely the most times last season? Answer will be revealed a little later on.
Good question.
I think it's kind of a layup for you.
Yes.
This is the first night of your season here at Citizens Bank Park.
By myself.
Right. Oh, man. It must be cold here. Because Carl Graber, our own Nanook of the North, just emerged from the back room with a heater.
I just turned mine on as well.
Well, one of your heaters smells like it's at the end of its road.
That would be mine. Carl and I already had this discussion.
Ball is fouled away by Peraza, who singled his first time up.
He assured me just as long as there's nothing in front of it, it should be all right.
That's really reassuring. Well, you better get your hair away from it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Little floater out towards shallow left. Kingery is there. And he makes the catch. Built for Baseball, presented by T-Mobile, the best network for streaming baseball, because your stadium should be where you make it.
The boos are growing.
Well, it probably dawned on everybody after he did what he did in the first inning that he had done it before in years past. Votto singled his first time up, and it's 0-1. Here are the active ranks for Joey Votto. .313 batting average is 3rd in baseball. Jose Altuve and Miguel Cabrera are both tied for 1st with a .317 average. Joey Votto is 3rd, and number 4 is Ichiro Suzuki. And another base hit for Votto the opposite way this time. So he's 2 for 2. And that'll bring Duvall to the plate.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one that has a heat lamp.
It's Good thing we gave that back yesterday because they needed it for the French fries in the lunchroom. I got to tell you, it doesn't smell anywhere near as bad as one of these two heaters smells.
But we're warmer.
0-2 to Duvall, who walked and drove in the only run for the Reds. Phillies with a drastic overshift on the infield and on the outfield. Now the 0-2 pitch coming in. It's a slider that just cut off the outside part of the plate.
He's getting around that pitch, almost using it more like a cutter. Take a look at the defensive alignment.
Compared to last year, Lively is throwing the curveball about 12% of the time more this season in his 2 games. Last year he threw it just a hair under 21% of the time, and this year he's throwing it a little bit more than 33% of the time. He's throwing less sliders. Again, it's a small capsule,
right?
But less sliders, and the fastball is essentially the same. Two and two to Duvall. Got him. Slowed it up and picked up his 5th strikeout of the night.
This is more so the speed of the pitch as opposed to the location that gets Duvall. You see where that pitch ends up, middle. But if you're out in front, you're going to swing through it.
That ball's hit well. Deep to right field. Alter's going back, and this game is tied. A 2-run home run for Barnhart, his first of the year. And it's a 3-3 game.
First pitch swinging is Barnhart. Pretty much the same pitch that he got jammed on his last at bat. Hit that little flare to Scott Kingery at shortstop. Able to get the bat head out on this one and drive it to right. See where Jorge's mitt is right here. And where it ends up, middle in and down.
Breaking ball in there.
Pretty much every lefty's hot spot.
And that one's pulled foul. Swing and a miss. Irvin strikes out, and that's it for the Reds. They have 6 strikeouts, or Lively has 6 strikeouts, but the Reds have tied it up with a 2-run home run by Tucker Barnhart. On to the bottom of the 3rd here in Philly. runs for the Phillies and 1 home run for the Reds. And here is Cesar Hernandez to lead it off. Cesar takes strike 1. He grounded out to third his first time up. Cesar is among the top 20 in on-base percentage in all of baseball at .444 coming in. You saw his numbers have dipped to .432 after his first at bat. He was part of the reason why the Phillies had such a good on-base percentage against the Marlins this past weekend. He walked 5 times. Two-one pitch to Cesar. Fouls it down the right field line. Cesar walked 5 times. He was on base 8 of his 13 plate appearances. And a base hit up the middle.
A short swing.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Papa John's. The day after every Phillies win, get 50% off regular menu price pizzas using the promo code Phillies. Ben, you got to get out there and take this guy deep. He is getting some swings and misses. That was a good cut.
Poor little guy.
He must be putting some spin on it.
He has to be.
Sealing off one of the holes in the wiffle ball.
It's the hat's fault.
Yep.
Stinking hat.
I always felt anything on my head bothered me too.
He's got to cut the end off that wiffle ball bat. Wet newspaper in there. Tape it up.
Oh, one-handed.
One-handed. Pretty much how my whole big league career went.
0-1 to Santana. Walked out there again today. It is awesome out there. If you get a chance to come out, get a chance to enjoy the yard. Oh, 2 to Santana. Fanatic going to work tonight.
You know he's not cold.
A line drive out toward left center field. That's going to split the gap and go to the wall, and Cesar is blazing around third. Heading for home. Here's the throw to the plate, and it is not in time. The Phils retake the lead. An RBI double by Carlos Santana.
What a sound that made. I mean, that was a resounding crack of the bat. Leave it up to Cesar to score. And this ball was cooked into that left center field gap. What a good swing. That extension. Listen to this. Best sound there is.
Sixth run of the year already for Cesar. Must be nice to have that speed.
You know, for not being that big a guy, he's got some long strides.
Cesar?
He does.
Odubel with a runner in scoring position. Had an awkward at bat his last time, struck out, and it's 1-0. Each team has made one mound visit. Broken bat, fly ball out to shallow left. And one out. As Peraza makes the catch. And Hoskins coming up. Last time up for Hoskins, he made some noise.
He sure did. 2-1-0 Cookie. Center cup. Bell high. Put the good guys up 2-1 at the time.
Two home runs, 9 runs batted in. Hoskins has reached base in 9 consecutive games to start the year.
Can't imagine you get a whole lot to hit here. I know it's just the 3rd inning, but the good thing is Mike Kell has been so hot recently, adding some protection to Reese.
Something soft on the inner half. DJ Wellahan's pitch cast. I looked like it was in there, huh?
Yeah, in the box. Just where how Barnhart caught it.
Balls and 1 strike to Hoskins. Pops it up foul toward the Hall of Fame club. Maikel Franco on deck.
I know you don't want to give away location if you're the catcher right now with a man on second base, but you want your pitcher throwing to somewhat of a stationary target. Barnhart's moving around all kinds of different directions back there. He's like throwing to a moving target.
Ben. He's got that gold sticker on his glove.
Yes,
he can do whatever he wants. Gold Glover last year behind the plate. But I'm with you. I think that, you know, pitchers probably would prefer if you're stationary.
Yeah.
And ball 4. 2 on, 1 out. The regular season is here. Take the Phils on the go so you never miss a moment with the NBC Sports app. Stream every one of our Phillies broadcasts along with our postseason coverage of the Flyers and Sixers. Download the NBC Sports app on all of your devices. Franco is first at bat. Hit a 1-hopper out to Votto. Am I wrong to think that sometimes when a pitcher that battles control issues has to pitch around somebody, they have control issues after that? This will be the 2nd visit to the mound for the Reds, as their pitching coach Mac Jenkins comes out.
Well, it's tough. I mean, trying to pitch around somebody. We saw the walks to innings pitch before the game started. I mean, he's a guy that throws a lot of pitches, and that's what I'm thinking. If they're going to send him to the bullpen, does he throw enough strikes to be in the bullpen?
Yeah, I agree with that. Austin Bryce is warming up for the Reds.
Unless he's just going to be a fastball, slider, lefty specialist guy.
I don't even know if he could be a lefty specialist guy. Certainly has the velocity. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes to Franco. inside corner, 2-2.
Seen this a couple times. Not where Barnhart is set up.
That was right on the line.
It was.
That was not close. Off the glove of Barnhart. Runners will move up.
He's really struggling with Reed out here. He's kind of stabbing at the ball. I mean, that was a wild, wild pitch. Don't get me wrong.
Right side of the infield was coming in. Now they're going back.
Looks like they're going to concede the run unless there's a bullet hit. Carlos Santana, not the fleetest of foot, might have a shot at home plate.
And a liner out towards center field. Backing up on it is Hamilton. Tagging at third is Santana. Tagging at second base and going to third is Hoskins. The throw, and he is safe at third. The run scores. The Phils are on top 5-3.
What a throw by Billy Hamilton.
That was a heck of a throw.
And I was trying to see if Santana, I saw the way it was. Cliff Pennington at third base throws the deke on Rhys Hoskins. I'm just trying to figure out if Santana was going to score in time. He just airs it out. You see Pennington kind of standing there stoic. And he does get in.
Boy. Brian Price is coming out to talk to Ron Kulpa. He wants to make sure if he does challenge this, if the run scored before the tag was made, if they can see that as well. Jerry Meals, the smaller of the two, he is the crew chief. Yeah, so he wants to know if Rhys Hoskins, if he challenges this and he finds that Rhys Hoskins was tagged out, can they then look to see if Santana had crossed the plate? So they will review this. Well, they're taking a chance on the review.
Sure are.
We didn't see anything that showed us that Hoskins was out at third base.
His foot stayed on the bag.
Right. And I think Santana crossed the plate before the out was recorded, or before the tag applied, not the out. The tag was applied. Take a peek one more time. We have it matched up, so it's in sync.
This is why you have to bust it home.
And he was busted at home.
He was.
Wow, that is really close. I'm saying the run scoring was really close.
Yes.
I still think Hoskins was safe at third.
I do too.
But I don't know if Santana hit the plate before the tag was applied.
I agree. It might be a moot point because I think Rhys does beat it.
Two different angles.
Now, where does Carlos's foot land on home plate?
He's tagged there, but his foot's on the bag.
Right.
He would not have scored.
No.
But it's really cool. I found myself my eyes dotting from one square to the other.
That's all that matters. Oh, the wild pitch pays off.
Wild pitch pays off, and I think you have to put in your back pocket. We knew Billy Hamilton had an excellent arm. I mean, he has an above average throwing arm, but that was crazy how strong that throw was.
Very much so a lost art.
Here's Kingery, who homered his first at bat. Here is that first at bat.
Fastball down and in. I don't know how he gets a barrel to it or keeps it fair, let alone knock it out of the ballpark.
Well, the gentleman is back, and we understand that that there was some negotiating going on. We do not know what the deal is yet. Probably won't know until after the game. One ball and 2 strikes. Phillies have this program anyway, where if a player hits a home run, a Phillies player, and you want that player to autograph the home run, they will autograph it. Now this is probably going to be a little bit more than that, depending on what the gentleman is thinking. Does he get another autograph and maybe something else?
What would you ask for?
Well, I don't want to give him any ideas, but 2-2 is hit out toward right field and right at Irvin. That'll do it for the Phillies in the inning, but they do score 2 runs on the double by Santana, the sac fly by Franco. On top 5-3 as we go to the 4th. Has you covered. Han Furniture provides beautiful options for every part of your office, and WB Mason provides it all at amazingly low prices. All in service means you don't have to lift a finger. Who but WB Mason? Carlos Santana scored the go-ahead run, or I should say one of the 2 go-ahead runs for the Phils in the 3rd. Cesar Hernandez scored the go-ahead run thanks to Carlos's double. Here's Cliff Pennington to begin the 4th inning for the Reds. 0-2. Boy, Ben Lively's got a good pace going right now.
Does. Look at that last at bat with Joey Votto. It's amazing when a pitcher has a good pace. The batter doesn't step out, adjusts his batting gloves, just stays in the box. How fast it moves. It's incredible.
Down the left field line. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, along with watching live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Back toward the middle, right between Lively's legs. And Pennington has a leadoff single. And Cody Reed will continue in this ball game as he's up there after peeking at Billy Hatcher, most likely to sacrifice. He jabs at it. 0-1. Man, that was a late call by Ron Culpa, but it's a strikeout. 7 strikeouts for Lively. And now Billy Hamilton. Ben Lively is wearing number 19 for the Phillies, the number previously worn by Tommy Joseph, one of our favorite guys. Lively was number 49 last year with the Phils and was number 49 during his minor league years, as he throws a curveball to Hamilton. But when Jake Arrieta was signed, Arrieta wanted 49, so Lively, who said he had no real attachment to the number, was more than willing to trade it out. And he traded it out for number 54. It's a good hardy pitcher's number, 54. And he really had no attachment to 54 either. But then when 19 became available, he finally found a number that he had an attachment to. It was the number that he first wore as a little leaguer.
Saw the picture on his Twitter feed. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's where I originally saw the story. It was around that same time that when he was in 5th grade, he was asked, as the runner goes, pitches bounced foul. He was asked what he wants to do for a living. He said, I'm going to be a professional ball player. It's kind of neat that he finally found a number that meant something to him. And if he's successful, he's going to be his number for a long time. Two and two. Scooter Gennett is on deck. Breaking ball tapped back to the mound. They'll get at least one. Ooh, Kingery has to apply the tag as he's pulled off the bag.
Smart play. No sense in rushing that. You're not going to get Billy Hamilton anyway. Make sure the out at second.
Time for our GMC precision play of the game.
Just saw a little tapper here. Ben Lively just gets underneath it a bit. A little high. I think Scott stayed on the bag, but just to make sure.
The only reason I don't think he did is because the umpire waited so long to make the call.
It's your GMC precision play.
Billy Hamilton has 244 stolen bases already. It's a lost art in baseball, except if you're Billy Hamilton. There's a handful of guys that can still steal bags. Fly ball to left field. Hoskins on the run. It's over his head, so that's going to mean a run for the Reds, because Hamilton will score easily. And Scooter Gennett has an RBI double, and it's now a 5-4 ball game. Now, he's not a big guy, but he is strong.
He sure is. Ball trying to just gets up. Little backdoor breaking ball there. Really good piece of hitting by Scooter Gennett. Nothing that Reese or Odubel could do.
Let the helmet fall off, Billy. 3-0.
You know who's looming on deck? For an offense that's really struggled, we talked about in the opening, someone bats well tonight.
Yeah, they have 7 hits. 3 balls, 1 strike with a runner at second. And 3-2. Well, you got to expect a fastball here, right, with Votto on deck?
He didn't throw a 3-1.
Threw him a slider. Little floater down the right field line. A foul ball. Phil's fans, you need to check out the Authentic Fan Ticket Package for the 2018 season. NBC Sports Philadelphia is giving you a $4 discount per ticket and your choice of one of these 3 hats. Head over to Phillies.com/AuthenticFan to grab your seats now. If you're at the ballpark, there are plenty of hats to choose from. I think he's going for the camo, Ben.
Why wouldn't you?
Little Tony Lukes. Curveball out toward left field. Hoskins venturing back, and he puts it away. Inning is over. The Reds do score a run on the RBI double by Scooter Gennett. Middle of the 4th inning. Phillies are on top 5-4. Last of the 4th inning. All right, so both managers have come out and chatted with the home plate umpire after the last half innings. Gabe Kapler did so as we went to the top of the 4th. Brian Price is out in the bottom of the 4th. He has Austin Bryce coming into the ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bryce in his 4th game for the Reds.
Probably wondering why Brian Price let Cody Reed bat last inning. Well, it was to get the bunt down, and when you have a 4-man bench, your hands are tied this early in the ball game.
I think that's the biggest thing that we've seen in the early part of the season. Most teams have a 4-man bench.
Correct.
Aaron Altair takes low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Altair struck out his first time up. Same 3 pitches, basically in the same general area. 3 balls and no strikes. And taken all the way is Altair. 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Bryce. Alfaro waiting on deck. Popped up first base side. Votto makes the catch. And 1 out. Here's Jorge Alfaro, who struck out his first time. And a foul tip, 0-1. Austin Bryce was originally a 9th-round pick by the Marlins. He is a 25-year-old who was born in Hong Kong. He is the only player to ever appear in a big league game who was born in Hong Kong. Check the box off.
Huh. You leave no stone unturned, do
So
you?
Ben, if you go on Jeopardy and somebody asks you that question, you say, who is Austin Bryce? A high chopper out towards shortstop. 2 outs. He's been with the Marlins and just the Reds during his career. As Lively will bat here. Fastball, slider, and changeup basically. Threw a curveball early on. And even dabbled with it a little bit last year. Down and away, 1-0. So we get a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was 93.
Ben is cutting it loose. Getting his rips in.
Yep, why not? Over to third, charging Pennington. And the Phillies go down in order for the first time in tonight's ball game. We've played our first 4 innings here in Philadelphia. On to the 5th. Phillies up by 1. Minor league report. All right, well, Lehigh Valley lost to Pawtucket 4-3. Colin Cowgill hit his first home run. That was yesterday. Reading defeated Erie 8-3. Lakewood were swept by Kannapolis. Daniel Brito was 2 for 3 with a triple and a home run and 2 runs scored in game number 2. Clearwater lost to Dunedin. Edgar Cabral, one of the catchers for the Phils, was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Scranton Wilkes-Barre leads Lehigh Valley 3-1 in the 6th tonight. Cole Irvin, he has 10 strikeouts in 5 innings for the Iron Pigs. Here in Philadelphia, we go to the top of the 5th inning. And Joey Votto leads it off. He's 2 for 2. 1-0. (1,595 hits for Votto. Line drive, picked on one hop by Cesar, and 1 out. 4-3 on the putout. Adam Duvall is coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Well, I've made my way out to Ashburn Alley. You can always find something good in Ashburn Alley, and we've been highlighting what's different in Citizens Bank Park this year. Well, even this part has changed a little bit. Right next to Tony Lukes, who's been here for a while. How about P.J. Wellahans is here in the ballpark now, and you know what that means. When you got P.J. Wellahans in the ballpark, you're talking about some pretty good food, guys. So what are they offering? Well, they've got a limited menu, so if you've been in the restaurant, some of the stuff that is offered in the restaurant. How about these? How about the honey hot wings? How do they look right now? Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And over here, you also got your loaded tater tots.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with tater tots, Murph.
We've got every food group represented. You see the vegetables on top? They're scallions. So you eat those, you've got your veggies, and you're all set. So
what else you got? You eat vegetables?
Yeah, you got the celery too, if you're if that wows you. I don't know. Doesn't do much for me. I'll do the honey hot wings though.
You are a wingman, Murph.
I am a wingman. So P.J. Wellahans out here in Ashburn Alley this year. Just one of the new places that we're kind of featuring here at Citizens Bank Park.
Love the loaded tater tots, by the way.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Tater tots are good. And do they have the garlic parmesan wings, Murph?
No, they do not.
They do not.
We bothering you?
You're just going to rub that in her face?
Hey, listen, just because Kruk talks with his mouth full doesn't mean you can.
He's just not going to talk.
Breaking ball outside, 2-0. Yeah, I love the loaded tater tots.
Why are they so good? I mean, tater tots.
Because they're not good for you. That's why they're so good. That one's served out to left field. Hoskins on the run. He gets there. And a 1-2-3 5th inning for Ben Lively. He sets him down in order. Murph's setting down the food. Go easy, big boy. Go easy. That lady's wondering, what the heck is that guy? Plans start as little as 9 games and offer great benefits, such as price savings as compared to individual game tickets, invites to exclusive season ticket holder events. Go to Phillies.com or call 215-463-5000. Well, that was a 9-pitch 5th inning for Ben Lively. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, the Phils hoping to get some runs for him. And a pitch to Cesar is at the knees, 0-1. Ball at 1 strike. There was a point where Bryce had a fastball that would hit 97, 98 miles an hour. It's not necessarily up to that speed. It's basically sitting at 93. That one's at 92. 1-2. Carlos Santana's on deck. Into the sweet level. And a nice one-handed stab off the rebound. That a baby. It's our first contestant in our fans plays of the year. Ooh.
Just before it went over.
And him too.
Yeah.
Somebody else is going to get a chance. Well, not as clean.
Reds fan got that one.
Got him. Slowed it up just enough. That's 4 in a row retired by Bryce. Carlos Santana provides us with our Coors Light refreshing finish. His RBI doubles last time up.
It's a hanging slider there off Cody Reed. It's a bullet. Left center field gap to score Cesar Hernandez. Good swing there. I'll try it from the other side of the plate.
First 2 at bats where he reached base. He was batting right-handed. Ball and no strikes. Carlos signed this past off-season 3-year, $60 million deal. Originally a Dodger prospect, then went to the Indians, where he was their catcher to start. He's a pretty good catcher.
He was.
But he's made himself into a Gold Glove caliber first baseman. Two and one.
That man just, he literally could have gotten 2 foul balls. The Reds fan.
The Reds fan. Yeah, he had one before, and the gentleman with the hooded sweatshirt came in and made a basket catch. straightaway center field. Hamilton going back. He has some room and he makes the catch. Deepest part of the ballpark. 2 outs.
That was loud as well.
It's a pretty good sign though that he had the double to left center his last time up and then drove that one pretty deep.
Good looking swing nonetheless.
All right, so Odubel is 0 for 2. He is struck out and popped out. One ball and 2 strikes. Oh. Oh. Nice. Loaded tater tots, Ben.
See that? Ask and you shall receive.
Yes,
Tom.
thanks, boys.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Useful.
Man, unit. We got some loaded tater tots in the unit. He says no to everything, but I've seen him eat. He doesn't say no to anything usually. Ball's bounced into the dugout.
You want to race in between innings?
I will never ever contest you in a food eating contest. Jimmy Solome's up here. He saw loaded tater tots.
I paid that delivery charge for you guys.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Would have been nice if you added some wings, Murph.
Oh, jeez. Man.
Thank you, Murph.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Greg Murphy.
Swing and a miss.
Thank the good folks from Aramark.
6 up, 6 down for Austin Bryce. Phillies go down in order once again. DJ Wheelahans, thank you very much for the loaded tater tots. We'll be back. Some dancing with the Fanatic, although the Fanatic cannot do what they're doing right now. He's trying. Sometimes when the Galapagos gang is around, the Fanatic can just mail it in. As Lively delivers a strike to begin the 6th inning to Phil Irvin. Former #1 pick, by the way, Phil Irvin. And he lines it into left field, a base hit. Well, he's bending tonight, Ben Lively is, but not breaking.
Kind of surprised they went with all speed pitch there. He was got Irvin his first couple times out, just throwing balls by him.
He did throw a couple sliders, but they were later in the count. Ooh. Almost got him.
See him diving to the outside of that bag. Outside and back of that bag.
Foul ball, and it's 0-1. Pitcher pitches low. The throw to second is a rocket, and Kingery comes whipping across the bag and missed the tag. And Irvin is safe at second base.
It's a shame. Must have their signals crossed up. You see Jorge not very happy in the middle of that diamond.
That was an outstanding throw.
It's a howitzer to second. First of all, it's a great pitch to throw on. Just throwing that downhill. I mean, he's on the bag. He's out by 2 feet.
Yeah, he missed him.
Completely whiffs him.
So runner in scoring position with nobody out. 1 ball and 1 strike to Pennington. And a curveball outside, 2-1.
Something I'm sure will be addressed in between innings. Just can't happen. Can't.
Well, you would think it is Scott's ball to cover, right?
Yes.
Lefty up.
Either he didn't see him peripherally.
Tried another backdoor curve, 3-1. Phil Gosselin has come out in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. I'd like to wish happy birthday to the Cape Crusader. Check swing. Got to appeal that one, don't you? Says no swing. Ball 4, runners on first and second. Tomorrow, don't forget, it's our first Hatfield Phillies Frank Dollar Dog Night of the season. Go to Phillies.com to order your tickets. All right, so Phil Gosselin will pinch hit. Jared Hughes warming up in the bullpen.
A chance to talk to Phil for quite a while today. Just another Malvern Prep grad. T-Mac, no big deal.
Malvern Preparatory School for Boys?
That's right.
Adam Morgan is warming up. Nice outing for Bryce. 2 innings, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah. Ball well.
Faced 6 hitters, and that was it. Curveball spins in and out of the glove. Did that just slip, you think, or is he getting fatigued?
He just pushed it, lost the grip.
Here comes Rick Kranitz out to the mound. Each team now with 2 visits. Yaxel Rio starts to warm up as well for the Phillies.
I think this is 2 things. 1, to get these 2 guys loose, and 2, to go with bunt defense. Should Gosselin choose to lay it down.
At the knees, 1-1. Billy Hatcher signaling out to Phil Irvin at second base. In the dirt. Gosselin was drafted in 2010 out of the University of Virginia. There have been 10 players drafted out of Malvern Preparatory School for Boys, the first of whom was Ben Davis. Little spinner out towards second. This might be 2. There's 1 and 2. Wow, a quick release at second base. And a runner at third with 2 men down.
Not the sharpest hit ball, but able to return 2 nonetheless.
Well, it gives us our first Hyundai defensive play of the game.
You just saw it off the bat of Phil Gosselin. 4 to 6 to 3. Pitcher's best friend. That is your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Swing and a miss, 0-1. But I got to correct myself. Your brother Glenn was the first drafted at Malvern Preparatory School for Boys. You were number 2.
Of course, my brother chose to go to Vanderbilt.
Right. And then was drafted again in the first round. He's drafted in the 18th round by Washington.
Correct. Expos at the time.
Bouncing ball foul. Oh yeah, I guess it would be the Expos. Listed here as Washington. Yeah, it would be the Expos, right?
No, he was drafted by the Twins, I believe. Anyway, gets drafted by the Dodgers in the first round.
Right.
After his junior year at Vandy. Yeah, there's been a couple guys.
Bouncer back toward the mound, off the fingertips of Lively. A run will score. It'll be a base hit for Billy Hamilton, and we're tied up at 5. I don't know if they would have gotten him anyway, honestly.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play for Scott Kingery, that's for sure. But this is what speed does, just puts pressure on the defense. That's going to be a tough one for Scott anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he would have gotten him. Well, that'll be it for Lively. He is still responsible for Hamilton over at first base. But he exits after allowing 5 runs in tonight's ball game in 5 2/3 for the second consecutive game. Adam Morgan is coming on. We'll be back right after this. before and during their game. Fundraising opportunities are available for groups of 25 or more for most of the ball games this year. For more information or to order your tickets, visit Phillies.com/group tickets. Well, we're tied up at 5, and the Phillies have made their first pitching change. Lively out after 5 2/3. And here is Adam Morgan. I think this is by far the right move. I mean,
yes.
Lively was hovering around 100 pitches. Jeanette, a left-handed hitter, already has 2 hits tonight.
It does make you think back to, Irvin on the stolen base. Scott Kingery's a little quicker to the bag.
Yeah.
Obviously a lot of things can go different ways, but that may have changed the whole complexity of the inning.
No question. Runner goes, pitches a strike, throw to second base, and Hamilton is safe as he's able to hang on to the bag. He is quick.
Called outrunning the baseball. Another spectacular throw here by Jorge Alfaro. And that's an excellent jump, but I mean, that was a rocket. Just had a running jump there.
And Scooter Gennett tried to hold up. He did, says the third base umpire. I wonder where that pitch was, where across the plate. I know it was caught toward the outside corner.
Did indeed look like a good pitch.
P.J. Willihan's pitch cast. Yeah, just off the plate. He did hold up too. He only did everything he could to hold up. Hamilton is leading off second, getting a good sized lead. And that ball gets away. You better go get it too, because Hamilton can run. He's around third. He's coming home. Alfaro's throw to the plate is in time, as Adam Morgan is able to make the tag.
Nice play, Jorge. Smart by Adam Morgan to get cover home plate as well.
So a wild pitch allows him to go to third, and then 2-1 on the putout at the plate. Now Alfaro didn't know where it was right away, and then makes a heck of a throw. They work on those throws with the catcher sliding, and it worked this time. By Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Oh, Adam Morgan does not retire a hitter, but he retired a base runner. Billy Hamilton, look at him moving. It looked like he stuttered around the mask, and then Adam Morgan, who is as tough as nails, just stood his ground. He's a little bigger than Billy Hamilton.
I'd love to see this. You can't fault Billy Hamilton for trying to score here.
I thought he was going to score easily. I really did. Particularly when Jorge did not know where the ball was.
Correct.
Hoskins against Jared Hughes in the first pitch of fastball, and it's 0-1.
You talked about how the catchers do that. They practice it in spring training. Very rarely will it work, because most of the time you're practicing with just a guy on third base. It doesn't matter what you do. You're most likely not going to get the guy at home plate anyway. But what that slide does is it prevents your momentum from going into the screen.
One and one. Rhys Hoskins. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got the thigh of Rhys Hoskins, or maybe the knee. Whatever it did, it was painful. Bouncing ball to third, and Pennington throws out Rhys. One away here in the 6th inning, and here comes Maikel Franco.
It went off your left kneecap, then after the leg went out to first. A cold night.
Maikel is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. Fastball in the outside corner, 0-1.
I think Hughes is a max effort guy.
Well, he's a grunter. I never got that. Although Nolan Ryan did it, so then everybody should do it.
He threw 110.
Yeah. There is some truth to that. All right, only guys that throw 100 are allowed to do it.
Okay. New rule?
New rule. Bouncer, foul. Dirk 3-2. Some folks that throw like 84 miles an hour, they grunt because they're trying to be deceptive.
Are you talking anyone in particular?
No, I'm just saying.
Those of the left-handed variety?
I don't think he's watching out in Seattle, but I know of one watching in Delaware that threw 84. And that's going to be a base hit for Franco. Under the glove of Scooter Gennett, and Franco shoots it the other way. A 1-out single. Scott Kingery's coming up. All right, Murph, what do you got on Kingery? Is there anything cool? First, we get another home run, or are you doing something else?
I'm going to do something else, if
All
that's
right.
okay. We're going to do this date in Phillies history, which is presented by Geico. Take you back to April 9th, 1913. Phillies win the first game played at Brooklyn's Ebbets Field. Tom Seaton pitched a complete game and got the win. Otto Canoba went 2 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. The Phillies finished the record at Ebbets Field with a record of 187, 304, and 3 lifetime there in Brooklyn.
Boy, they were climbing.
Yeah. Red Doohan was the manager that
Yes, he was.
on that fine day.
I think it's somebody else with the name Red in this day and age. One ball and no strikes to Kingery. Franco, real short lead over at first. Off the glove of Barnhart. And real short lead or not, he's going to get to second base.
Just yanks it. Barnhart, probably a pitch he should have handled.
A wild pitch. 3-0. And ball 4. So that puts 2 on with 1 out. And Aaron Altair is coming up. I think Mac Jenkins is thinking about coming back out again.
Got 4 left.
No, he's giving different signs to Barnhart. Altair tonight is 0 for 2. He struck out and he's popped out. At the knees, 0-1. Jared Hughes first came up to the major leagues at the age of 25 with the Pirates. And he's been a mainstay in the big leagues ever since. Went for the Pirates to the Brewers, where he pitched last year in 67 appearances, had an ERA of 3.02. Born in Stamford, Connecticut, but grew up out in California and went to Long Beach State.
See, he's got a ton of movement.
The 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2.
Heck of an eye there by Aaron.
It was very similar to the first pitch. It was lower, but it was similar to the first pitch. Fanatic hat and blanket, you're going to stay warm. Rudders lead off, 1-2 to Altair. Bouncing ball out towards shortstop. That might be 2, but Scooter Gennett could not get the ball out of his glove. So the inning stays alive with first and third. And Jorge Alfaro is coming up. The fielder's choice, 6-4 on the putout. Alfaro is 0 for 2. He has struck out and he's grounded out to shortstop.
imperative here that Mike Kell get a good secondary lead. Take a look at this. Scooter trying to make that turn. But Mike Kell has to get a good secondary lead here. Case Barnhart boxes one back there. It's a wild pitch. Barnhart seemed to be struggling with receiving a bit tonight, so.
Yeah, 2 wild pitches tonight for the Reds. Down low, 1-0. Adam Morgan comes out in the on-deck circle, unlikely to hit. They're in the bottom of the 6th. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just sinker after sinker.
Yeah, and Jorge had shortened up his swing this past weekend against the Marlins. That same short swing here. The Phillies in the Marlins series, they scored 20 runs in the 1 game. They averaged 9 runs for the 3. That's because they had the 20 in the 1. But they were 12 for 25 with runners in scoring position. Outside again, and it's 2-1.
He is really having a tough time back there tonight.
Nick Williams coming out now to pinch hit for Morgan if he gets up. Phillies hope he does.
The Reds have nobody up in the bullpen.
Opposition hitting just 167 against Jared Hughes so far this year. Hobie Milner, Yaxel Rios warming up in the pen. Two and 2. Center field, and Irvin is going to wait for it, puts it away, and the inning is over. So the Phils do threaten. They do not score. They get 1 hit. They leave 2. On to the 7th, tied up at 5. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. The Phillies watched the Reds jump out to 1-0 lead, but then the Phils scored 3 runs in the first 2 innings. Reds just battled back. Phils retook the lead. Reds battled back again, and we go on to the 7th inning. Scott Kingery has his first major league home run tonight. Both starters are out. Adam Morgan gets set to continue here in the 7th inning. He was facing Scooter Gennett when Billy Hamilton was thrown out trying to score from second on a wild pitch. Get your heart beating a little bit.
Sure will.
Alfaro was having trouble with his glove after the last warm-up pitch. So they bring him a new one.
Jorge uses the same model that Yadier Molina uses. Well, it's actually Yadier's model.
A larger mitt than yours.
It's a very large mitt.
Yadi got a little upset this weekend, didn't he?
He did. It happens.
Cardinals Diamondbacks renewing that old rivalry. 1 ball and 1 strike to Scooter Gennett. Just a bit outside, 2-1. Around baseball, there were some interesting storylines going on this past weekend. Some of them were injuries. Bogart's out for the Red Sox. Rizzo out for the Cubs. But one of the greatest stories that's for these first couple weeks of the season is what Ohtani's doing out in Los Angeles with the Angels. I remember we talked during spring training that he was struggling so much that they were thinking about having him start in the minor leagues. He is like something right now, at least. I mean, we're only 8, 9, 10 games into the season, but he's something that we haven't seen in baseball.
No, I think it's great.
In a long time.
I think it's great.
Pitching every 5th day and being the DH when he's not pitching, and already 3 home runs and 2 magnificent performances on the mound.
Talk about someone who's free and easy out on the mound.
Does it open up the door for anybody else to do it?
I think if anyone can do it, it'd be McKay, kid who went to Louisville, got drafted. They said he was the best pitcher in the ACC and the best hitter in the ACC when he got drafted.
Right, but do they rethink it now?
Why wouldn't you? It's almost like you're getting 2 players for 1. I see it's a win-win in my opinion. Why not? Now, Mike Scioscia does sit Ohtani the day before he pitches.
Right, and I didn't look at this, but does he do it the day after also?
No. My dad and I were talking to my folks on the way up to work today, and he and I talked about it at length. How great it is.
Yeah,
it's great.
There's ball 4.
It's like playing Little League again, you know.
I just wonder if it causes teams to still shy away, or are they now intrigued that they could do it?
Think about some of the athletes that are out on a baseball field on a given day. Some guys have the whole package. I think it's cool though that he stuck by his guns and said, I'm not coming over unless you let me play both positions.
Right.
I think it's great.
A bunt attempts at a strike, 0-1 to Peraza. Now Brendan McKay, who you were talking about, who was drafted in the 1st round by the Rays, last year did start 6 games and also played in 36 or 30 other games as a position player. He had 232 with 4 home runs and 22 runs batted in. But on the mound, he was 1-0 in 6 starts with a 1.80 ERA, 21 strikeouts in 20 innings. And he only allowed 10 hits. Now, again, that's a small sample size. This year, he's hitting a cool .556 in Bowling Green in high A. But he has not pitched yet.
I just think it's a win-win for a team if you think the guy can do it.
Well, the other part of it, and this, I don't think this is lost on anybody, it's going to sell tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, not only to the Japanese community, but also just to fans in general. I mean, they're going to go out and see Mike Trout anyway.
Right.
But some may, who don't normally come out, may say, I'm going to just go out and watch this guy.
And you think about it from the Angels standpoint, it's only going to help Mike Trout stay in Anaheim.
Well, if it leads to other things,
right.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But can it happen in the National League? I mean, I mean, I guess it can happen if you have them play first base. Well, maybe you can have them play the outfield. Cesar, backflip to Kingery, and they do get the lead runner. 4-6 on the putout. A fielder's choice. But you are right. I mean, kids have done it in Little League, in high school. Some have done it in college. So for the best of the best, why not have them do it even when they graduate to the professional ranks?
You think about it, you're going to get your batting practice in. You're going to get your conditioning in regardless. He just conditioned a little bit more.
Votto's 2 for 3 tonight.
I think the other intriguing story in the East Coast is Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton. The amount of strikeouts that he's racking up.
Yeah, but is that a surprise? Maybe this many this early.
But he's 42 at bats. He's got 20 strikeouts.
Just not seeing the ball, Ben.
Joe DiMaggio had 14 strikeouts one year. Yogi Berra had 12 one year.
Well,
I'm just saying that's very intriguing to me. We knew that he and Judge, they're going to strike out a lot. They're also going to hit a ton of home runs. But that's an awful lot of strikeouts, Tom.
It's an awful lot of strikeouts. I agree. Runner goes, pitches inside, throw to second base is in the base pad and into center field. Michael and Kingery were both at the second base bag.
That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, and by the way, none of these stolen bases are on Alfaro.
No.
Again, a lack of communication with the shift. Without knowing, my thought is it's Kingery's play. But he is on the right side of the diamond.
I would think it's Michael's play because he is on the right side of the diamond and you have a lefty up.
Well, I was saying it more because, well, I guess Michael's an infielder. He can handle the throw.
But that's, again, something else that needs to be addressed immediately after the ball game.
And particularly because they're going to shift all year. All right, Votto's going to be intentionally walked. Thursday, April 19th, when the Phillies take on the Pittsburgh Pirates, it's a 7:05 first pitch. Veritiv Nick Williams retro T-shirt will be given out for fans 15 and older. The debut of the Throwback Thursday uniforms, the 1980 themed promotion throughout the game with the players in their powder blue uniforms, and maybe somebody else will show up in some Rocky garb. Go to Phillies.com to get your tickets now. Well, that's it for Adam Morgan. He will check out. Pedro Florimon comes on to play right field, and a new pitcher in the game for the Phils. All right, Ben, the question is, what major league player reached base safely most times last season?
We'll go with Joey Votto.
Joey Votto is correct. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. He was well ahead of Charlie Blackmon, who reached base safely 288 times. Votto 321.
Man.
Adam Morgan not pleased with the way this inning has gone on. 1 out, runners on first and second.
To be ahead of Scooter Gennett like he was and then lose him.
Yaxel Rios is the new pitcher. First pitch is outside to Adam Duvall. Yaxel wants a meeting on the mound, but Jorge Alfaro said no. Jorge, I think, is asking the umpire if he can go out because he may have been crossed up.
You still got a few trips. It's going to cost you a trip.
Ron Culp is saying it's going to cost you a trip, but you still have a few. In the dirt, blocked by Alfaro, 2-1. On the out-of-town scoreboard, the Nationals are on top of the Braves 2-0. Oh, that game gone final. Max Scherzer picked up the win. He's 2-1. Tehran the loss. Scherzer, complete game, the 4th complete game in baseball this year. Swing and a miss, 2-2. It was the 17th game for Scherzer of 10 strikeouts and no walks in his career.
Man. Machine.
Two and two with runners on first and second. Just a bit outside, 3-2. Hey, by the way, just to cap that story we're talking about, if there's a pitcher that can do it, a hitter pitcher that can do it, Dave Holloway just sent in that McKay struck out 4 tonight and allowed no hits on 24 pitches in 2 innings. Well, maybe he can do it.
A good buddy that's the pitching coach at the University of Pittsburgh, and they had played Louisville over the last couple of years being in the ACC, and he said that if there's anybody that can do it, it's McKay. He said there's not a doubt in my mind that he could play at the big league level as a pitcher and as a hitter. He said his bat plays and his arm plays.
Three-two pitch coming. Fouled away, and it remains 3-2. You know who's thinking right now, why didn't somebody give me a chance to do both? Bobby Thigpen.
Yeah?
That's who's thinking that. Yeah, he was a big-time outfielder at Mississippi State, but he was also their closer. Adam Morgan watching and hoping.
John Olerud was a heck of a pitcher at Washington State.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a good sinker. 96 on that pitch. 2 outs. And Tucker Barnhart is coming up.
It's a turbo sinker. Ball just swings right over the top. pitch. That was one of those where you kind of had to swing. It's probably not a strike, but I have to anyway.
Ball very frustrated after that strikeout. Top half of the 7th inning, game 1 of this 3-game series. Tomorrow, Homer Bailey against Aaron Nola. Ball get a piece of Alfaro's hand in the dirt. Changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Good fastball tonight. Good luck hitting that one at the top.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Well, he tried to get him on the same sinker that he got the ball. So 3-2. The runners will be off. Runners will go back. And we'll do it again. 3-2.
CXL starts with that changeup grip.
Runners go again at ball 4. So the bases are loaded. And the hitter is Phil Irvin. They'll keep him in the game. Irvin is 1 for 2. He struck out his first 2 times up, singled and scored his last time. Over at third base is Peraza. Votto's at second base. And around at first is Barnhart. You can make that all go away if you get this guy right here. And a broken bat looper out towards second. Kingery makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits. There were 3 walks. 3 men left on. Time to stretch. The Phils and the Reds tied at 5. Stanley Cup playoffs begin Wednesday. The Flyers will take on the Penguins. Heard Jim Jackson laying out his schedule today to Scott Fransky.
A lot of folks lost their hats on Saturday.
As well they should. Sixers are making their way to the playoffs as well.
Hottest team in basketball.
Oh. The joint is jumping too. That's the cool thing.
Until they get JoJo back.
Rick Kranitz and Yaxel Rios going over that last inning. Wandy Peralta is the new pitcher for the Reds. He's thrown 4 innings, has not allowed anything. Well, a hit and 2 walks. That's it. And he will face Pedro Florimon. Florimon came on as part of a double switch. First pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Jared Hughes and Austin Bryce have combined for 3 scoreless innings out of the bullpen for the Reds. As Florimon fouls it away, 1-1. All signs pointed last year that Florimon was going to take over the utility role from Andres Blanco. When he was injured in Miami, I think a lot of people thought, well, maybe that won't happen, but he's able to come back healthy. And he's already played a bunch of positions, including pitching. Back in the big leagues to start a season for the first time since he was with the Pirates. Outside, says Ron Culpa, 2-2. Ben, I appreciate the heater, but you can turn it back to you. I think my foot is on fire.
I was wondering when you were going to let me have it.
I didn't realize it was there until I felt the burn. Thank you, though.
You're welcome.
Line drive, caught over at shortstop. And 1 away. Here's Cesar Hernandez with 1 away. Cesar is 1 for 3. His average of .313 for the year. I think with his on-base percentage, I think he could be a .300 hitter.
Without a doubt. We've seen that average grow over the last couple seasons.
Yeah, because his ability to walk and take pitches.
And his ability to hit from both sides of the plate.
Yeah.
It's not like he's drastically different from one side or the other.
Two and 0. 2-1. Three and 1. Fastball that runs away. And ball 4, so he walks with 1 out here in the 7th. And now Carlos Santana. Carlos had an unbelievable relationship with Terry Francona. And I think that was one of the hardest things for him to leave Cleveland, was because of that relationship. I mean, it evolved over the years while the two were evolving in Cleveland. Even when the Indians decided to move Carlos to first base more on a full-time basis, he didn't really blink an eye, even though he came up as a catcher. Idolized Victor Martinez, right, which is why he wears the number 41. 1 ball and 1 strike. But I would think the financial consideration certainly helps.
$60 million will do that.
Yes. Toss over. In the air to center field. Going back on it is Hamilton, still going back, and he reaches out and makes the catch. And there are 2 outs. That's 2 balls hit to the track in center field by Santana. 1 left-handed, 1 right-handed.
He's got about 809-10 feet worth of outs tonight. Starts to warm up here a little bit. You see that ball carrying over the fence. Anyone's going to get it, though. It's that young man.
Yeah, he may not be the hitter that they wanted him to be, but he can still defend. All right, so 2 outs now in Odubel, who's hitless in 3 at-bats.
See Peralta going with the slide step, kind of throw off that leg kick of Odubel. And we've seen pitchers do that over the last couple seasons. They're starting to do that more. You get Odubel caught in the middle with that leg in the air, there's nothing he can do.
Three balls and no strikes. And ball 4. So that puts runners on first and second for Hoskins. That's 3 walks issued by Reds pitching in the last 2 innings. And Mac Jenkins comes back out. Oh, Reds are down to 3 appearances to the mound. This is the closest I think we've gotten to it.
On pins and needles over here.
Well, you got to make sure you pitch Hoskins the right way, because this is what happened in the first inning. That was not the right way.
That's not where you want to put it.
Reese now with 7 extra base hits after his home run. He's in the top 5 in all of baseball for that category as well. He'll just take a single here. Inside 1-0. 2-0. Are they being careful with him to the point where Peralta on your right is going to say, all right, if Hoskins walks, I'll just go after Franco with the bases loaded? I mean, those 2 pitches aren't even close.
It's not a horrible decision if you're Wandy Peralta.
Kevin Quackenbush is warming up in the pen for the Reds. There's a strike. Two balls and 1 strike to Hoskins. In the air to left center field. Billy Hamilton is out there and under it. And that'll wrap up the 7th for the Phils. So no runs, no hits, and 2 men left. We will move on to the 8th inning. The Reds 5, the Phillies 5. Dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com and buy WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast free delivery? Nobody does it better. The lights are a little brighter now at City Hall. Well, the city looks pretty tonight, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Crystal clear. That's Pete Mickelson's shot. He's up here in our booth. Clean look at Ashburn Alley. We go to the top of the 8th inning, and Luis Garcia will take over for the Phils. And he will face Cliff Pennington here in the 8th. First pitch fouled away. Garcia comes out. Fire 95. 6th ball game for Luis. Just a bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good spot there.
Foul tip. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1, 2, 3. Comcast will make a donation to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. One ball and 2 strikes. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And Alfaro will throw him out. One away here in the 8th.
Good play there by Jorge to keep that ball kind of in front of him. Ideally, I'd like to see him go down to 2 knees to block that. Just goes down to the 1. He's on for the 2-3 put out. You know, we just had that promo for Xfinity. I know it sounds silly, but you go to spring training, you miss certain things. You miss your family, you miss being home, things like that.
You missed your Xfinity Wi-Fi?
I missed my remote control more than anything. You could talk into.
How long did it take you? Did you start talking into the one down in Florida?
I did. It did not work.
No.
Did not work.
I would agree with you.
No, seriously. I mean, that
would
thing,
agree with it.
It's one of the best inventions ever.
I would agree with that. Well,
it's incredible.
Ever?
Hey, I love it.
Broken bat fly ball out to short left center field by Jesse Winker. Yeah, there are 2 outs. I would agree with you. It is an excellent invention.
Talk about a game changer.
I remember, Ben, when you had to get up and turn the TV on and off. Flip the channel.
There were only 3.
Yeah, didn't break a sweat, no. Billy Hamilton, the hitter, with 2 outs here in the 8th. Bunts off the plate. It's going to be a tough play. And they're not going to be able to get him. I mean, once that ball bounced off the plate high.
In the Bermuda Triangle.
Two outs, and now Scooter Gennett.
That's the second one. And it's weird because it hit the front of that plate and it had more topspin on it, so it actually carried him farther out.
I mean, look at where he is when they got to the ball.
Well done, Billy.
Well, now you got to keep him at first or get this guy before he winds up taking off.
Oh, he's going to be taking off.
Since 2014, he has 232.
See D. Gordon on that list. How seamless has his transition been to center field for the Mariners?
They thought it would be effective. I mean, he can cover ground.
Sure can.
I think his success moving to center field is going to, I would think, dictate his brother moving from shortstop to the outfield.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't want to hear that. His brother, that is. One ball, no strikes. Hamilton inches off first.
Oh,
he went. And then stopped.
I don't know why he stopped, because he had a good jump.
Runner goes, pitches into the air to left field. On the run is Hoskins. He'll get there and makes the catch. That'll wrap up the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Middle of the 8th. It's the Phils 5 and the Reds 5. Auto Insurance presents Phillies post-game live. They'll touch on Rhys Hoskins and Scott Kingery. Kingery with his first major league home run. Also the start of Ben Lively and the outcome of this game, whatever it winds up being. As we move on to the bottom of the 8th inning, Kevin Quackenbush will take over for the Reds. 4 games so far. His earned run average is 12. And he will face Michael Franco, then Kingery, and then the pitcher's spot. Hector Neris warming up in the pen. Phillies have used Florimone. So they have Crawford, Williams, and Knapp available to pinch hit. 1 ball and no strikes to Franco. Back toward the middle, right into the shift. Scooter Gennett has it.
How did that miss him?
I don't know.
Quackenbush is breathing a sigh of relief right now.
His beard is a little shorter. All right, so here's Kingery.
Watch how close this comes to him. Right in between the wickets.
Want to know.
Good pitch to hit there. Not a whole lot on it. Pitch is elevated, middle in.
out toward left center field. Hamilton is this sized up and puts it away for the second out. And now Nick Williams will pinch hit. Small sample size, but he has had pretty good numbers as a pinch hitter. See if he can get a hold of one here.
Quackenbush knowing the aggressiveness of Nick Williams, going the first pitch breaking ball.
Outside, 2-0. Two and 0, 3 and 0. In the air to right center field. That is a towering shot, and it is gone! Home run for Nick Williams. A pinch hit home run, and the Phillies retake the lead.
You fall behind 3-1. He's challenged him with a good fastball here. Nick Williams, you want to talk about loud.
That has riled up the Phillies dugout.
Slick Nick doing it. Goodness. And he's got some thump in that bat. You're right, I fired up the dugout.
417 feet, the estimated distance. And now Alfaro takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
That sound never get old.
No, it doesn't. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bouncing ball left side, gobbled up by Barraza. And that wraps up the 8th inning. Nick Williams' first career pinch hit home run. I mean, this is a blast. On a nice warm night, that ball would be in the back of the Reds bullpen.
Good fastball here.
Phillies will take it. On top as we go to the 9th. career pinch hit home run. Statcast gives us the particulars on it. 417 feet with an exit velocity near 112 miles per hour.
Sweet swing.
Hector Neris on to warm up. And he wraps up his warm-up tosses. Trying to come on and close this game out. Phillies have one save so far. It was by Jake Thompson. It was a 3-inning save. So Hector, 2 hits in 2 2/3. And he is on to face a tough part of the Reds' order, because Votto and Duvall are due up. First, Peraza, who is 1 for 4. First pitch low, 1-0. Ben Lively started, went 5 2/3. Adam Morgan, he pitched 2/3 of an inning. Then Yaxel Rios popped up off the first base line. Santana is over, and it's into the crowd. The 100th career appearance at this ballpark for Hector Neris. That's just foul, 1-2. That would not have been cool at all.
No.
A reminder that Phillies postgame live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance, is coming up right after this ball game. Michael Barkan, Ricky Vitalico, they are all set to talk about Nick Williams' first career pinch hit home run. Phillies bullpen tonight. Morgan, Rios, Garcia, and now Neris. Is that snow?
Think it ain't.
Not sure why I should be surprised.
Of course it is. It's April 9th.
I had no idea it was supposed to snow. Yeah, that's snow. Swing and a miss. He got it with the split. Dancing in and out of the strike zone. One away. And now Votto is coming up.
Good split here, 2-2. You're right, Danson. It was in the zone for a while. I really would like to see Jorge Alfaro get that right hand out of there when he's blocking pitches. He's going to break a finger. I mean, the ball's it's inevitable. If you have your hand out there like that, I mean, it's just going to pop a finger and you're done. I always try to get my right hand behind my mitt.
Votto is 2 for 3 with an intentional walk. He whacks that one foul, 0-1. For 2 against Neris. 2 strikeouts. See the alignment defensively for the Phillies with Cesar in shallow right field. Left side is wide open. Wide open.
pick the rotation of that one up. Yeah, good pitch. Good pitch.
Just missed 2-2 off the inside part of the plate.
Way off the plate.
2-2.
Good pitch though.
Line drive out towards second, caught in shallow right by Cesar Hernandez. 2 outs.
The shift got Joey Votto twice tonight, and both to Cesar Hernandez. That one not as hit as hard as the previous one. Take a look where Cesar is. He's playing rover in right field. The exact alignment earlier in the ball game when wasn't able to catch it in the air. 3 steps and you're out.
And now Duvall, who is 0 for 3 with a walk, has an RBI tonight. Bouncing ball foul. Quackenbush gave up the home run to Nick Williams to give the Phillies the lead in the bottom of the 8th. And now Neris trying to nail down the save. Swing and a miss. 1-2. 94 on that fastball that had a little cut to it.
Ball did cut it just at the end. The ball pulling off.
And a quick pitch by Hector Neris. I don't think Duvall's happy about that.
Not so much. He's in the box.
He was in the box, so there was no time being called. Now there is. We're ready to go. And a foul ball in and out of the glove of Alfaro. And we'll do it again. Nick Williams peeking from the top of the stairs. And now the 1-2 once again. Just missed.
Same pitch he threw to Votto?
I thought that one was a little closer.
This one here?
Yeah. Take a look at it. P.J. Witherhands. Pitch cast. Well, according to pitch cast, it was off a little bit more. 2-2.
Here we go on 97.
Ground ball over to the hole and past the diving Kingery. And Duvall is aboard with a 2-out single. And now Tucker Barnhart is coming up.
You can read Duvall's lips. He's still not happy about the quick pitch.
Oh, he didn't hit him.
No, he did not.
Cameron Rupp, when Hansel Robles did it, it went over his head. Barnhart takes outside. It's 1-0. Barnhart has homered today. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. Phillies trying to add the Reds their 7th loss, and the Phillies are trying to take a step closer to 500. Trying to get it to 2 strikes and throw that split to the lefty. Brian Price coming out to talk to Ron Culpa. I'm not sure what he's angry about. He's saying that he's touching something on his leg. Unless he's saying he's doing something with his leg.
I don't see anything there.
No, well, we weren't looking for it before. There must have been something that Brian Price saw that caused him to come out. Now he's on the mound. I don't know. Bouncing ball, foul, 2-2.
Such a key, him able to throw that split behind in the count.
Two and two. The strike 3 called on the outside part of the plate. The split caught him looking, and the Phillies win it by a final score of 6-5 as Hector Neris closes the game out. Well, Nick Williams provided the last spark for the Phillies offensively. His solo home run in the bottom of the 8th inning made it 6-5 in favor of the Phils. Let's take a look at this last pitch, the split. They don't all have to be in the dirt.
Well, he gets Barnhart looking there. Who'd have thunk it? You could take literally one swing. So take a look at this splitter here by Hector. He loves it. You take one swing of the bat. It sneaks in there. Good call by home plate umpire Ron Culpa.
Pitch cast doesn't lie, Ben.
No.
Nick Williams is our Chevrolet player of the game. His first career pinch hit home run for the Phillies.
Literally take one swing the entire night and you win the ball game. You take one swing. Your W.B. Mason delivery of the game here in the 8th inning. 3-1 count off Quackenbush. You could not ask for a better fastball to hit. Straight, flat, middle of the plate. Nick Williams doesn't miss it. And he's down on the field with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much. Well, you know, sometimes you only get one chance to impact a ball game. You had that chance in the bottom of the 8th, and you took full advantage. I just asked you if you had the green light on 3-0. You said you did. You let that one go. What were you looking for that you were able to take me yard?
You know, I had an approach going up, you know, especially coming out off the bench, you know, to pitch hit. And I just wanted to get the momentum going. So, you know, I had a plan and an approach, and I stuck to it. And, you know, the first 3 pitches I didn't want, you know, they were balls. And then I decided, you know, I'll take the 3-0 because he hasn't done a strike yet. And then he threw it into my plan. So I took it and ran with it.
You did not miss it. You know, when you look at your numbers in your very brief major league career, 6 pinch hit opportunities, 7 tonight. You have 4 hits in those opportunities. How are you able to activate and get your plan working when you only get that one at bat in a particular game?
You know, I just, you know, I would say selective aggressiveness, you know, just coming in, you know, I don't want to say cold, just just coming in, I don't know. It's just, I guess I focus that much more, you know. And, you know, any opportunity, you know, especially like that with the game on the line, I want to start the momentum. So homer or single, you know, hard hit ball. I just wanted to get the momentum going.
Just trying to get on base. All right, so obviously you guys win the series against the Marlins. You come out here, first game of this series, you get the win. So important to get these wins at home and to start winning series. Talk about the impact of just winning the first game of a series.
It's always good, you know, it gets the momentum going, you know, and everybody feeds off each other. You know, we had some big hits. You know, we had Kingery's first homer today. You know, and that was a very exciting moment. You know, especially in his career as a rookie, and you know, just things like that. You know, it gets it going. And with the Marlins, you know, we started off high. We scored what 20, 22 runs, stuff like that. You know, so the momentum keeps going. You know, we had a tough loss yesterday, but we wanted to get out and start strong this go around.
Well, you certainly made that happen tonight, Nick. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Go enjoy it with your teammates, guys. Back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Murph. We appreciate it. There's the swing by Nick Williams as he launches it out to right center field, 417 feet. Little celebration in the dugout with J.P. Crawford and his teammates. And the final out by Hector Neris, a strike 3 call to earn his first save of the season. Phils take game 1. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.